Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in Chimes Land. It is a blessing to be here with you this evening, and I am honored to have in my presence my frat brother, my line brother, my brother, Glenn Gladney, who is coming through as he's on his way home from Jackson, Mississippi, back to his home in Jersey. And he stopped by with me, and we're spending a little time and just reminiscing about family, man. And I'm going to, through this story, I hope convey to you how it is that I am considered by him to be family, and he family to me. So it's beyond fraternity brother thing. This is family, man. This is serious stuff, man.
Hey, for real, my brother.
We are sitting here and we were looking through some pictures, and I was thinking about he's showing me the pictures of when he was at his wedding, and it's a picture of him and his 4 brothers. And man, I can only imagine what it must have been like growing up in that house. And you being the baby, and me knowing all these guys' personalities, you know.
Right.
So what was that like, G?
It was a great learning opportunity, right? Because everybody had some things that they did real well, different than anybody else. And then everybody had some things that they really kind of screwed up once in a while.
Okay.
So you had a chance to see the good and the bad, and learn from this and learn from that. And so you didn't have to make every mistake for the first time.
Okay. But you did anyhow.
Well, some of those are unavoidable.
All right. So we were sharing that. Let's see. I met you in the spring of 1974 when we were made into the Pledge Club, the Sphinx Club at that time.
Right.
And man, we started off with 15, and we were the last line, whether you know it or not. We were the last line that did the 16 weeks.
Okay. Yes.
After us, yeah.
16 weeks was a bit much.
Yeah. We were made in April, and that was back when Jackson State was on the quarter system.
Right.
We were made in April before the end of the spring quarter.
Right.
And this brother, we had to write our big brothers.
Well, see, I was gonna say one of the disadvantages of having that being made in the spring and going over in the fall thing, you get this nice long summer period,
Yeah.
and you're not really able to not be a Sphinxman during that time, right? So what it does is it gives you more opportunities to screw something up.
If y'all only knew what he was talking about.
So I know where you're going, but I just wanted to say.
So we pledge Alpha Phi Alpha, whose colors are black and gold.
Right.
And one of our rival fraternities, Omega Psi Phi, their colors are purple and gold. And during the summertime, we had to write our big brothers 3 letters. And there were 33 big brothers. That means we had to write them 99. We wrote 99 letters. And when we finally got back to campus, we hadn't seen each other over the summer. And we were inactive. And they were getting ready to put us back on active. And they called a special meeting. And when they got us together, they said, "Y'all know what?" I said, "What?" They said, "You know what your brother Glenn said he wrote all the big brothers on purple paper. And he said because he did that, we decided that y'all gonna have 2 weeks of premature hell to start with, just to start with." So between you and Terry Scott, I'd have had more hand and more my ass whooped.
Well, it's one of those kind of things, man. You go to the store, right? And you're trying to buy some paper, so the colors are black and gold, or it's something in gold at that point, right? I mean, between chasing the ladies and doing some work, you weren't exactly, focused. Okay. So I get in the store and I say, "Hey, look, you got some gold paper?" They're like, "No." I say, "You got any black paper?" "No." I said, "Damn, what you got?" They said, we got some white paper, we got some purple paper. I said, "Well, shit, the purple paper, give me that."
Not white. The last thing we want is white people, right?
Right.
Oh,
So,
Lord.
so just say got some gold, got some purple. Yeah, that'll do. Just give me that, right? Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Real bad idea.
Bad idea. We paid for that idea.
Yeah.
But it drew us closer. So.
Yeah. Purple paper doesn't taste well.
No, we ate that paper, y'all. We ate that paper. This Negro guy, I've got indigestion. I take medicine right now behind him and Terry Scott.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was pretty bad.
I
did not make that mistake again, though.
Thank you. That started off with 15 of us, and 5 went over. 16 weeks later, we were the 5 Fingers of Dynamite. It was ape number 1 was me. Ape number 2 was Edmund Guy. Ape number 3 was Burley Finney. Ape number 4 was Terry Scott. Ape number 5 was Glenn Gladney.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was the lead ape, he was the tail.
That's right.
And that's the way it was for the 5 Fingers of Dynamite. So I was talking about how I met your brothers, and one at a time we Sydney. No, you said it was Bubba coming home.
Right.
Yeah. He had been playing ball out there.
Yes, he played ball with UCLA and Compton, and then a little semi-pro with some of the folks out in. That was a farm team for Golden State, and then a little bit of time on the practice squad for the Rams. And it turns to tight end. Bubba was a big kid. You know, he was like 6'8", you know, 270, 280. You know, in good shape, could run, shoot the ball with either hand. I mean, this kid was, you know, he was a power forward in the traditional sense. You know? So, but no, he was coming home about that time, and I think that he was probably one of the first brothers that you met.
Yep, I think.
And yeah, so he was, you know.
Yeah. At your mom's house over one of them pork chop dinners. That's how he drove up that day, and I met. Yeah.
Right.
And then I think I was trying to think, was it Alfred Earl that I met next because of the club situation?
Yeah, that's quite likely. I mean, he was bouncer at a couple clubs. I know, like the Coach Light Inn and some others.
Well, he is at the Gaslight.
The Gaslight, right?
Yeah, the Gaslight Inn. That was where we hooked up and found out that he was your brother. I said, "Wow, man!"
Yeah.
Could not believe it. So small world. And then I think next came Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney was probably just getting back from Alaska about that time.
From the Air Force.
Yeah, and so he was coming back, and he eventually enrolled at Jackson State and was in the engineering program there, but that put him a couple years behind me, and he was in a different engineering program, and so we were kind of in different spaces. When he went to the Air Force, I was looking forward to him, going to college and us being able to be in college together and hang out. But he went to the Air Force, got married, had his daughter and stuff. And so when he did get out to go to college, he was, it was a much different thing. It wasn't like me and him being able to just kind of hang out, And because he had to work. I mean, he had a full-time job. He was going to school at night. Had a daughter, in terms of that, along with his family. So put him in a little different space.
Okay. And then lastly, I met Teddy Bear.
Yeah. Teddy Bear, quintessential policeman,
Law enforcement officer.
Yeah, he wanted to be a law enforcement officer since we were kids, when I was actually just out of diapers, And you can imagine the early to mid 1960s with, us growing up in Jackson, Mississippi. Him wanting to be in law enforcement did not exactly register with me very, I couldn't put those twos and twos together at the time.
Okay.
And so, because you ask your brother, say, what do you want to do when you grow up? What, I mean, when you know, get out of school? And he would say, I want to be a policeman. And I go like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Now, what do you really want to do? So, but no, that's what he really wanted to do. Longest serving detective in the history of Jackson Police Department.
Wow.
Most accommodations and recognitions and stuff. So he was very law enforcement oriented and committed to service. So
yeah,
I really felt good about him doing that.
And we neglected to point out that Bubba was an officer of the court.
Yeah, Bubba was director of court services, and so he did hold that post and position during the Danks administration and so forth. And then later, he was in the sheriff's department. He was a deputy sheriff, and so he had a number of roles and responsibilities in the law enforcement and court system. Yeah.
And we had I was able to find mom and dad's obituary. So
right.
We talked a little bit about Mr. Ernest. He was he ran the shop. He did the shop thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had a automotive shop, but that was kind of one of the things that Dad would do. But he had the tavern, the grocery store.
That's right.
Yeah,
he's an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Y'all own that corner down there, didn't you?
Well, we had a nice position there.
All right.
And then of course he would actually cut pulpwood from the place that we had out in the country. So he was quite entrepreneurial. As a matter of fact, that was one of the things he started me with was entrepreneurship in terms of snowball stand to eventually buy my first bicycle and be the first business that I owned. He did a nice job of setting me up, teaching me the ropes in terms of that. I did quite well. Bought my bicycle, got me a car. I hired some people to work for me. Had if I'd known about patents during that time, I probably would have owned the patent for the slushie.
Okay.
Because I'm willing to bet I made one of the first slushies. But yeah, I had a snowball stand. I made very good money from that. A guy walked in one day and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I said, you got space in your location here. You could put some games and pool tables and stuff in there, and I'll split it with you 50-50, and I'll put the equipment in. So I said, let me talk to my father. Talk to Dad. Dad said, well, no gambling, no dice, no problem, Dad. Shoot, man, I opened that place up back there and made real paper.
Wow.
So.
How old were you then?
Oh, I was probably about 13, 14. I had real paper. I had real paper. It was,
okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, you always had money.
Well, my father always taught me that you try to work hard to have the resources to do the things that you would like to do, and hopefully do them responsibly. But at that point, enjoy yourself and live. I really enjoyed my childhood, and it's disappointing to see so many young adults grow up not enjoying their childhood, not enjoying the time that they spend in college with their friends and stuff. It's just it's very surprising. It's very disappointing. Some of the times that should be probably some of the best times and most memorable of their lives, they're not really able to seize the moment, you know. And let me just say something. I don't want to get too far off on a different tangent than what you have in terms of the program, but you know, I tell people, I say I remember seeing movies and pictures of people in 1929, just before the Depression, and the way that they were partying was like, I mean, it didn't matter black, white, you know, whatever. They were like having the time of their lives. You know, they were just kind of like partying out of their mind. And I said, I wonder what could have been, you know, what could have been the prevailing experience that had everyone living, you know, to the limit like that emotionally and that. And now I think I understand it. You know, we're coming out of this COVID situation where a lot of people have something like cabin fever squared. You know, they've been locked up for so long, and those people, they were coming out of the Spanish flu of 1918, so they had an issue that kept them in isolation as well. So I think that we're going to have people, quote, partying out of their mind. I hope that this virus becomes more in check and people go and get the vaccination, you know, in terms of that, so that they can be as well defended as possible, you know. But just wanted to put that plug in.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's you know, because I want to go down that trail, talk about mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And meeting her, and then I think I told you right about the time when I guess it was your father's funeral,
Mm-hmm.
when she started to share with me her poetry.
Yeah, yeah,
And her writings, man. So she was very, besides being a master cook, pork chop specialist, baby.
hey, well, she enjoyed cooking.
Yeah,
And,
but she's quite creative energy about her.
yeah, as a matter of fact, I have to say, I think that that in my mind, and thinking she was a special lady, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and most guys feel that way about their mom, you know, who's really there, spending the time, supporting you in terms of things that you do, um, even when they might be wild fantasies to some other people. But yeah, she was, you know, I guess like my dad, you know, they after raising four of my brothers, by the time they got to me, I think they figured that they had developed the skills to, you know, to really do a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of helped them because I was watching my brothers. You know, I kind of got an idea of what works and what don't work. You know,
Got you.
and you know, there were times when my brothers did some things that really did not work well at all. So I made real special notes. That does not work well at all. Do not do that.
Do that.
Yeah, Daddy doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mama doesn't like this either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but yeah, no, I think that Mom was she was the kind of person who cared a lot about the rest of the folks in the neighborhood, and just could not bear to see people hungry or without stuff and things, and you know, it's kind of like that. Um, you know, she you know, if you listen to me, you know, I tell you, she was, you know, she was a good mom, and I enjoyed her. At the same time, I think that she had her own experiences and challenges and successes in life, and I think that she really accomplished some of her personal goals as, you know, she lived her life in that, and that made me, you know, plenty happy as well.
Well, you know, I just need to say thank you all for inviting me and allowing me to be family with all these uh, beautiful, beautiful spirits, man, and different characters. Each one has their own character. So, you know, the conversation has been really around the picture that I see of your family. So, if there's something that you would want Alan and Brittany and your nephews and nieces to know about being Gladney,
Yeah.
What does being Gladney mean?
Well, being Gladney means, uh, first of all, personal responsibility for the things that you do and that you don't do. You're responsible for your successes. You're responsible for your failures. You're not responsible for your challenges. You're responsible for how you meet your challenges. And so everyone's life has challenges in them, one sort or another. And God has blessed each of us with skills and capabilities. And He's also thrown in some challenges for us as well. And so, being a Gladness says that, hey, I'm ready to get out here and mix it up and do the very best I can. I'm going to live my life and enjoy it. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be professional and reasonably scientific about it. But at the same time, I'm going to live and enjoy and do the things that I do. And so when you see a Gladney, you're going to see somebody that's doing the majority of the time what they enjoy doing and feel pretty good about their skills and abilities to do it. And so, we don't back down. I mean, it doesn't matter what the opposition is. You face the giants and the others as they come. And so I think that you characterize Gladness in my mind by what they are ready and willing and able to do, and not just who they imagine themselves being. We are applied in life, and so we do things, and the things that we do them well.
So, final thoughts.
Yes.
What is it that you want these Gladneys to know?
I want them to know that they have the power to shape a significant part of destiny. And all of us sentient beings do, human beings and the like. And there are a lot of people who spend time not utilizing the gifts that God has given them and the blessing in the time that they're living. And then there are some people who look to extract the worst of those experiences. And I think that what I would like for people to do is to be able to responsibly get to a position and place in life where the vast majority of people realize that everybody is an individual and human being, and you don't have to gravitate to a cult to feel loved and wanted. You have to start with yourself and look in the mirror, and you don't have to belong to groups that wish anybody harm. You don't have to belong to a frame of mind that wants to disadvantage anyone else. The thing about it is, it's like I used to tell people about school, right? If all of the students in the school really learned what they needed to know, then everyone in the school could get an A. There was no rule saying that only so many A's could be given in a class. And the same is the case with life. Everybody that is living has an opportunity to enjoy their lives to some degree. Some more than others, but all of us to some degree. And, there are too many people undervaluing, underliving the capabilities of their lives and what that could mean for them and to others. And so, I think that from a cult frame of mind, from a do somebody else harm to make me feel better about myself or who I am or who I think, my people are or whatever, it's hard to say to some folks based on their current experiences, but, at some point the madness has to stop. or it would be helpful if the madness did stop, you know. And so that would be my wish for the world, my what I would consider to be a real blessing, if you will, for the world. But you know, hey, we'll see.
It's been a pleasure, my brother. We got to do it again.
Hey, look forward to it, my brother. Thank you very much.
Peace and blessings to you, my brother.
And like I said.
I'm not gonna say it.